This is TomoNews for Monday, May 23rd. Florida sinkhole suggests America was colonized far earlier than we thought. A collection of fossils and artifacts discovered in a sinkhole in a river on Florida's Gulf Coast suggests that we've been wrong about when the first humans arrived in North America. History textbooks may have to be rewritten after researchers made new discoveries at an archaeological site located within a sinkhole in Florida's Aucilla River. The Page-Ladson archaeological site was the site of several digs in the 1980s and 1990s. Between 2012 and 2014, a new team decided to follow up on decades-old research. The sinkhole measures almost 200 feet wide and 35 feet deep and is bounded by bedrock on all sides. Researchers discovered mastodon bones, fossilized dung, and stone tools in the sinkhole. The stone tools recovered from the sinkhole include a biface, a stone that's been manually sharpened on both ends. On a previous excavation, archaeologists found an adult mastodon tusk that appeared to have human-made grooves along its surface. When this mastodon was killed, the sinkhole was probably a watering hole used by humans, bison, mastodons, and wild dogs alike. Prehistoric humans called the Clovis culture were believed to have originally arrived in North America via a land bridge about 13,000 years ago, as mammoth bones and spearheads have revealed. However, some of the items recently discovered within the Aucilla River date back to more than 14,550 years ago, when the land bridge may not have existed. What these new discoveries suggest is that a land bridge from Siberia is not the answer to how the first humans initially colonized North America. And someone else was in America long before the Clovis showed up. Who these people may be, archaeologists don't know yet. Shocking video shows hungry polar bear shot in the head.
Security guard busted after kicking transgender woman out of ladies' bathroom. A Washington, D.C. security guard was charged this week for allegedly using force to remove a transgender woman from the ladies' bathroom. Ebony Belcher was visiting a Giant store at noon on Wednesday when the incident took place. Belcher was in the store and asked for directions to the ladies' room. On her way to the toilet, she passed the female security guard in question. Belcher claims the guard came into the toilet and started calling her names, and that the guard then pushed her out of the store. Belcher called the cops, who reviewed CCTV footage from the store and later charged the guard with simple assault.
Minnesota police released dashcam footage of a man attacking an officer. 25-year-old Lance Carr was convicted last week of first-degree assault for attacking Officer Sean Hyman on November 29, 2015. The incident was caught on camera. Hyman was responding to a noise complaint. Upon arriving, Hyman found Carr in the vehicle and discovered that he had an outstanding felony warrant. The officer proceeded to arrest Carr, but then things went horribly wrong. The two wrestled for some time, with Hyman taking a few good punches that brought him to the ground. Unable to reach his radio, Officer Hyman began screaming for help.
Let's go. Are you home?
500 units calling to me.
Neighbors heard his cries and called the police. Carr surprisingly did not stop assaulting the officer even as other police officers were en route. A bystander can also be heard calling for help. Punch after punch, Hyman begs Carr to stop, then screams that Carr is trying to get his gun. Then this happens.
I'm trying to get my gun!
The officer discharged the weapon, missing his assailant but rendering the gun inoperable. When backup arrived on the scene, Hyman could be heard yelling, "Shoot him!" Responding officers tased and pulled Carr off Hyman and then arrested Carr. Officer Hyman was placed on a stretcher and transported to a hospital. He was off work for 16 days, but has now returned to his patrol. Google patents adhesive layer that sticks pedestrians to the hood of a car. Google has patented a new technology that can reduce injuries to pedestrians when they're hit by self-driving cars. Google has received a patent for an adhesive layer that would be added to the front end of a self-driving vehicle. This protective eggshell-like layer breaks automatically in the event of an accident. The adhesive layer is able to adhere anyone who is struck by a self-driving vehicle almost instantaneously. Google claims that this will stick the victim to the car, effectively constraining his or her movements until the driver of the vehicle applies the brakes and stops the car. This reduces the chances of the victim getting thrown off the vehicle, hitting other hard surfaces, or being hit by another car. The technology is aimed specifically at self-driving cars, but Google said it can be applied to regular cars as well.
Dog falls off truck, survives 5 weeks on highway median. Most dogs play fetch, but this German Shepherd happens to be great at hide and seek. Police in Galt, California say they've been receiving calls about a dog running around Highway 99 since April 10th, after someone reported seeing it fall off a pickup truck. Every time officers responded to a call, though, the pooch was nowhere to be found. Finally, on May 14th, police were able to track down the mysterious canine and bring her to safety. Upon getting her checked out, veterinarians treating the dog found she'd suffered a broken leg, likely from when she fell off the pickup truck all those weeks ago. Vets suspect she survived off garbage and rainwater, as she weighed in at only 44 pounds when they got her, 20 pounds less than a healthy weight. Now awaiting surgery at a local animal shelter, she's been given the name Freeway Frida until she's either reunited with her owner or adopted by a loving family who has enough room in their house for a hide-and-seek champion.
Are bees going extinct? Reports show high rate of U.S. bee deaths. Annual surveys have shown a trend in bee deaths in America. The Bee Informed Partnership has released its annual survey of the national health of bees in America, and yet again, the number of colonies is shrinking. The Bee Informed Partnership collected data from 5,700 beekeepers across 48 states for its annual survey, and found that from April 2015 to April 2016, American beekeepers have lost 44% of their hives. Losses in summer 2015, a season bees are known to thrive in, increased to 28.1% of hives, the same rate of loss for winter the same year. A culprit in the bee losses is the varroa mite, a lethal parasite that can easily spread between colonies. Pesticides and malnutrition caused by single flower farms near hives are also likely taking a toll, especially among commercial beekeepers. Bees pollinate fruit, nuts, and vegetables, with some crops entirely dependent on honeybees. Around the world, bees and other pollinators are responsible for 35% of crops, worth an incredible $577 billion. The White House reported that honeybees contribute more than $15 billion to the U.S. economy annually.
CDC releases annual Poop in Pool report. With Memorial Day weekend around the corner and May 23rd marking the start of Healthy and Safe Swimming Week, the Centers for Disease Prevention and Control have released what's become an annual warning about swimming pools. The Poop in the Pool report is out, and it's gross. According to the report, which is based on 2013 findings, most inspections of public aquatic venues, almost 80%, identified at least one violation. After reviewing data on 84,187 routine inspections of 48,632 public aquatic venues where people swim, 1 in 8 inspections resulted in immediate closure, and 1 in 5 kiddie or wading pools were closed. The 2013 report found that 59% of the pool filter samples tested contained Pseudomonas aeruginosa, which can cause skin rashes and ear infections. Plus, 58% tested positive for E. coli, bacteria normally found in, well, poop. And if your eyes have ever stung after you've gone swimming, it's usually because chlorine had mixed with poop, pee, sweat, and dirt from swimmers' bodies. Yuck. Plan for the world's largest floating wind farm gets the green light. Scotland's notoriously strong winds could pan out to be a blessing in disguise after the Scottish government recently approved plans for a floating wind farm. Existing offshore wind turbines, which need to stand on concrete or steel foundations, are expensive if anchored to depths greater than 40 meters. Instead of anchoring turbines to the sea floor, Statoil, a Norwegian energy company, plans to build a floating wind farm 15 miles off the coast of Peterhead, Scotland. 5 floating wind turbines will be installed offshore. The base of each will consist of a floating steel tube filled with ballast. Each wind turbine, measuring about 258 meters high, is then tethered to the seafloor 90 meters down by 3 moorings. Because they're not actually attached to the seabed, these types of wind turbines are cheaper than traditional ocean turbines and can be placed in deeper waters. Each of the 5 wind turbines will have a 6 megawatt capacity. Together, the 5 will be able to power an estimated 20,000 homes. In 2014, Scotland generated 11,740 gigawatt-hours of power from wind, which nearly made up a third of Scotland's total energy consumption. Statoil's goal with this $232 million pilot project is to demonstrate global market potential for turbines.